Fortnite accidentally added the Combat SMG into the game, and we have some actual footage of people using this SMG. If you guys do not remember, we recently just had a vote on the Combat AR or the Combat SMG. Both of these weapons were never in the game, and the Combat AR ended up winning the vote pretty dominantly. But with the new Horde Rush mode, Epic accidentally added the Combat SMG, and people are finding it in the Horde Rush mode right now. We actually went into Horde Rush mode and tried to get the Combat SMG, but it is very rare to obtain, so it took us too long. But people are posting footage of them finding it and using it. And guys, this is honestly crazy. Look at this. Look at the recoil on this thing. There was very minimal recoil. It looks like he had full control of this thing, and the damage at the end, he pulls up the stats. I need to tell you guys something. We kind of dodged a bullet, but I also kind of regret voting for the Combat AR, because this SMG was going to be the strongest SMG to ever come to Fortnite, stronger than the old P90. We did some numbers, and this was posted a while back, but the gold version of this gun has a 288 DPS. It does 288 damage per second. That is way higher than the 240 something that the gold rapid fire does. And it has a clip size, a magazine size of 32. Now it does have a longer reload time, and it does less than 14 fire rate, which means it can't bleed 2 bullets through a turbo build. But with its really easy to control recoil, this guy has a gold version. Like, you can see that there's a little bit of recoil, but it does stick pretty easily, and it has 32 bullets, and the spread on this thing is very small. Even when hip firing, it's very small, so it's a very accurate gun. And the DPS is 288, which is actually the highest DPS that we've ever seen in the game of Fortnite. The Combat AR, I believe, gets like 225 DPS. The gold rapid fire, 244. This one is 288 with a like, you could have used this as an assault rifle. You don't even need an assault rifle with this weapon. That begs the question, is Epic ever going to reconsider putting this into the game down the line? Maybe they'll introduce it. Maybe they'll have it in an LTM. I believe they actually put it into this LTM because it's a super rare drop. But people are finding it, and there's footage of it, and I kind of wish we had it in the game. I know it's not coming to the game. It lost the vote. It wouldn't make sense for Epic to add it after it lost the vote, but it's interesting to me that it even exists and that it could have come to the game, because I guarantee you, if we voted for this thing, people would be complaining about it, because this drops players in under 1 second. If you hit a good shot with it and you don't miss, you're gonna kill somebody in less than a second. Here he shows the stats of the gold one. We're talking 24 damage, 12 fire rate, 32 clip size. The reload time is just over 2 seconds, so it's a longer reload than the rapid fire, but still a pretty fast reload, way faster than the P90, which takes about nearly 3 seconds to reload. This SMG would have been crazy, man. Honestly, I want to see it in the game in the future just to mess with it. This could dethrone the gold rapid fire, and even though the gold rapid fire is my favorite weapon ever, this one could easily dethrone it, because that damage output is nuts. I mean, think about all the strong SMGs we've had in the past. The mythic drum gun from Midas, the original gold P90, right? This gun would still be stronger than those guns. Now, the gold mythic drum gun from Midas, honestly, is, you know, it has 50 bullets and it had a little bit more pressure to apply, but it's definitely less DPS than this one. So this would have literally been the strongest, most damaging weapon to come into Fortnite. And this guy actually found, no, he only found one of them. But yeah, they are hard to find. And speaking of the voting system, right now there's a vote going to be happening very soon between the flintlock pistol and the proximity launcher. And I'm just gonna be completely honest, not a huge fan of the proximity launcher. It's a little bit cheesy. I'm personally gonna be voting for the flintlock pistol because it creates awesome plays. It's a fun weapon to use, and ever since we got the you know, the gameplay of the exotic flintlock from Laserbeam and his cup, I've always missed the flintlock and its mobility and its like versatility. You can use it close range, long range. You can use it for a movement. So that's what I'm going to be voting for. But if the Combat SMG is ever on the voting poll again, I'm definitely going to consider voting for it. And I honestly kind of want them to throw it into an LTM. Epic has thrown like weird items that were never released, like the a machine pistol into the unvaulted LTM. I would like to see this come to the LTM, because right now only the only gameplay we see of this weapon is against the Horde Rush zombies. But I want to see this in action against real players, because I don't think you'll see anybody drop faster than this, besides like a one pump or a snipe to the head. And I just want to know what kind of pressure it can apply in a real match. Imagine two people shooting you with this at the same time. You would literally die in less than half of a second. Less than half of a second if two people were shooting you with the Combat SMG. And I feel like no one was even really thinking about it when we were voting, just how powerful this thing could be. Honestly, if I broke down how powerful this was in a video, I feel like more people would have potentially voted for it, just to see a crazy weapon like that come to the game. And speaking of the voting system, we do know there's rumors that there's going to be a mech vote that's going to happen sometime this season, where Epic is going to put the mechs up in the voting, because they did change some of the mech mechanics to work differently in water, because we didn't have swimming back when the game was in Season X. And now we do, and they made some updates to the mechs. So the mechs will be returning. The question is, are people really going to vote for the mechs? Or is Epic going to make the other option that much worse that people will be forced to vote for the mech? I guess we'll have to find out. The voting stuff is getting kind of crazy, and there's going to be more and more stuff getting unvaulted, and maybe potentially new weapons coming to the game. And it is in the control of the players. I mean, I gotta be more involved. As soon as there's like another huge vote that could potentially change the game, I'm definitely gonna let you guys know the pros and cons of both, and try to make a smarter decision on what we vote for, because we could really just like dictate the future of Fortnite through this voting system. So I hopped in Horde Rush after seeing that the SMG was in the game to try it out for the first time and maybe get the Combat SMG. But I actually ran into this kid named Chris. He didn't have a microphone, but this was still probably one of the funniest random kids I ran into. He had some very interesting strategies. He's either the smartest person in Horde Rush, or he was completely lost and confused, because he was doing some next level strats. And at the end of the match, I actually did something I kind of regret, and I'm going to make things right. Okay. I'm going to definitely add Chris and gift him some skins, but I'll let you guys watch and see. This was absolutely hilarious. And the ending is honestly tragic. I didn't mean to do it. I promise. Enjoy and let me know what you think.